Oh, so I can do it.
It is feature time here at the School of Hard Knocks, Cafe Aloha.
All right.
And it's time for us to go and be institutionalized again.
And again.
I know they're watching me. They've got these stupid cameras everywhere. See, there's one behind the air vent there. Hi there. And then there's one behind where the mirror used to be. They probably got one, well, they probably got one, you know, it's not so bad, I guess, but there's not much for me to be doing here anyway. But the thing is they watch me when I'm dressing, too. I mean, they watch me when I'm naked. Now, I know that's going to actually do something to a person. What's going to actually do to someone? I don't even know what they're watching for anyway. It's not like I can do anything while I'm here. I eat everything with a spoon, and all I can do, I've never been violent. All I do almost every day is just sit here and play solitaire. Solitaire is really relaxing, you know, and I think it keeps your brain alive, too. I got another move there. Most people think that you can't win at solitaire, like the chances of winning are like 2% or something. But the thing is, you can win at the game, like half the time, I think. I think that's key, too, knowing that you can win half the time. I mean, in the last 4 rounds I played, I won twice. Now, it's not like saying it's good or anything, like praising me because I won 2 rounds of solitaire, but it makes a point. As long as you know what you're doing, and as long as you actually think about it, you can win. The odds are just better. I think people are just taught to forget to watch the cards. I mean, half the time, the reason why you lose is because you forget something that's so obvious. You're looking for a card throughout the deck, and the whole time you're looking, and it's just sitting there in another pile. And it's in another pile just waiting to be moved over, and the whole time you just forget to move it. I mean, people forget to pay attention. They just gotta pay attention. You know, I like to see the news. I hate TV, but I like to see what other people are doing. Are they doing anything weird, like, you know, any acts like mine? Has anyone else lost it like me? You know, I bet my story didn't even make it on the news for more than like 30 seconds. And I bet the newscaster actually has had a tone in their voice that says something like, oh, the poor crazy thing. Like, that's what happens when you lose it, I guess. But I want to see what's happening in the real world. I just want to see what, you know, the weather is like, even though I haven't seen the sun in like a year or two. Or hear sports scores. They won't even let me have a TV in this room. They think that, what am I going to do? Am I got a hot wire or something? It's like, you know, what am I going to do? Try to electrocute the whole building with a stupid television set? I mean, they let me have a lamp in this room. Like, I can't hurt somebody with that, but no TV. They won't even let me have a newspaper. Like, what can a person do with the newspaper? Light it on fire or something? If I had matches or something. But it's like this. I've never been violent to nobody. I should actually look what I'm doing here. I've actually never been violent to nobody all this time that I've been in here. I haven't even laid a hand on guards, even though they've tried too many times to lay a hand on me. And I haven't caused one single little problem in this whole damn place. And, well, this is what I get. I don't even get a TV or a newspaper. You know, I don't really have a southern accent. See, don't I sound different with my regular voice? I picked it up while I was starting to sound crazy. You see, I'm not really crazy. I just know the kind of shit they do to you in prison. I think it's bad enough in here with all the shit kicked out of me. I'd have been sodomized before I even knew it hit me. I think this voice makes me sound a little more strange. I'm actually from New York, but I mean, changing my voice a little just for to save me from going to prison, well, I can do that. Here, it's kind of nice. I don't even have to deal with the people that often, and all the crazy people in here who think that I'm some sort of tough bitch because I mutilated someone who was raping me. Oh, You didn't hear that part, did you? Oh, of course not. Those damn lawyers thought that since I wasn't a virgin, I must have been wanting him. And he wasn't even my boyfriend. He was just some guy that I knew, and we'd go out every couple of weeks, and I never even slept with him before. What a fucked up place. You see, I gotta think of it this way. I really had no choice but to do what I did. In a way, it was self-defense, because I didn't want that piece of shit to try to do that to me. I mean, what the hell made him think that he could do that? I mean, where does he get off trying to take me like that, like I'm some sort of butcher shop piece of meat that he could just buy and abuse or whatever? Well, anyway, I know that part of it was self-defense and all, but at the same time, I know I flipped because of, well, shit that's happened to me in my past. I never came from any rich family like you. I never even came from a family with a dad. But when you get all these boyfriends coming in and hitting you or touching you or whatever, then you know that's going to mess you up. Yeah, I know people try to use the "my parents beat me" line. It's getting to the point where that nobody really believes it anymore. But if a person goes through all their life suppressing all that stuff that they shouldn't have to suppress all the time, one day it's just going to come back and it's going to just punch them in the face. It's going to make them feel like crazy, even if it's just for a little while. Society's kind of weird, you know. It's like they teach you to do things that aren't normal and that they don't feel right deep down in your bones, but you have to do them anyway. But you have to do them anyway because, well, someone there, someone, somewhere, somehow decided this is the way it would be and this would have to be normal. Everyone around you suppresses stuff, and when you see it, that tells you that you're supposed to be hiding all this stuff from the rest of the world too. Like, we all just hide it for a little while, it'll all just go away. Maybe it does until someone like me blows up and can't take all that stuff anymore. But then the rest of the world can just say that we're crazy and therefore it's unexplainable why we went crazy, and then we can just brush it all off and everything is back to normal again. It's like emotion. People are taught to hide their emotions. Men are taught to think that it's crazy to cry, and women are taught to be emotional, and men are taught to think that that's crazy. So when something really shitty happens to someone, like if a guy loses a job or something, and he just sits in front of a friend and breaks down and cries, and the other guy just looks there and sits there and thinks that this guy has to be crazy for crying. Then the guy rejects the guy who is crying, making him feel even worse, making the guy bottle it all back up inside of him.